fetus and menstruation flow. Yes. So likewise, ovulation occurs, and likewise, when our menstruation comes, at that time also we need Vata dosha. Without Vata dosha, our menstruation can't move. So our menstruation flow is also on dependent how is our Vata. Now you can see, maybe you heard lots of about Prakriti. When you heard the word Ayurveda, at that time you heard about Prakriti. So we know each and every person has their own constitution, has their own Prakriti, which build up during the birth time, and then it reside beside with the people through the whole life. So we have, it's our duty, we have to know our Prakriti, and to keep our life healthy, we have to live life according to our Prakriti, according to our own constitution. That's why Ayurveda is still alive in this modern era, because Ayurveda knows the personalized science, the personalized medicine on the base of this Prakriti science. So there is a different quality persons around us. Some are Vata quality, some has a Pitta, some has a Kapha, some are mixture also like Vata Pitta, Pitta Kapha, Kapha Vata. Mostly we can see the mixed person. To see only one dosha person, it's very, very difficult. Actually, I work in the Ayurgenomics research project. I am a junior research fellow. In this summer project, we are finding to trying some different genes in the Vata Prakriti person or Pitta Prakriti person or Kapha Prakriti person. And fortunately, we get the different DNA pattern in the Vata person or Pitta person or Kapha person. So what happened? That our principle, Ayurveda principle is true. It's on the genetic level science, on the DNA level science. And genetic science approved our Prakriti science. I worked for and I examined around 10,000 people Prakriti in this my 2-year work. So how's the Vata quality person? Is a very thin, very light frame, long, and skin usually very dry and dark. Means you can see around you people, some person always need some moisture. Always you are seeing that they are applying something in the skin. Sensitive to cold, some person never like the cold. Means if little bit winter start, then also see they come with the, you know, with the lots of sweater and muffler and cover whole thing. And some persons I like that, with in the peak of the winter season, they never need to wear any warm clothes. It's wind and dry weather and cold extreme, sensitive to cold, wind and dry weather and cold extreme. Means if whenever you handshake with anyone, nowadays no, because of corona we are doing only namaste, but usually when you handshake with any person, and you can feel the temperature immediately, oh, its hand is too cold or its hand is too hot. It's a comes under the Prakriti. Different person has a different Prakriti, and it's depend on the Prakriti. So Vata person always cold hand and feet, and they are very sensitive to with the dry weather, with the wind. And so you can have some example. If you are two partner like husband and wife, you are living, then one partner always want AC on or fan on, and another one says no, please don't switch on the fan, or please switch off the AC, because he is very sensitive to cold. So that is the different. Irregular digestion, the Vata person has always irregular digestion. Means they sometimes they have a very good digestions, or sometimes they have very bad digestion, so very irregular, and dryness more. So constipation usually, Vata person has very prone to constipated. They get very fast constipated. Means if little bit schedule change or little bit diet change, they feel they are constipated, not easy to pass on the, you know, the motion. Actually Vata work is a movement, but in when you come into the motion formation, if it is a dry, so vata also has quality to absorb it. So because of too much vata also not able to move, and less less vata also can't able to move. You are getting me what I want to say? Actually, vata's work is a elimination. That first already I told you in my first slide. Vata's work is to make a motion, to make a urine, to make a menstruation, everything. But when our body has too much vata dosha, so because of vata dosha, the whole moisture level in our motion that get dry up. So because of that, it comes very hard. So it can't move easily. That's why. Irregular menses flow, who have a not a very regular period cycles, they are feeling that irregular menses means if you if you ask the vata prakruti lady, okay, what is your last menstruation date? Always, you know, she has to remember. When I don't know means not exact time, getting them exact date. Emotional and mood swings. The vata person is like, you know, monkey jumping every time. Before half an hour she decide, no, I want to join the course. After half an hour, no, I don't want to join the course again. So her decision is always changing, always changing. This type of people, it's a very good for, you know, in planning, because the vata person has so much planning in their mind. No, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to, so much new thoughts coming in their mind. So they are like creative, imaginary peoples. And restless mind, hyperactive, multiple projects going on, disturbed sleep pattern, insomnia means they never get, you know, very easily sleep. Or we can say some our sleep also is you know, sufficient for vata. Restless sleep and slow remembering and fast forgetting. They are very slow to remember anything, but after they getting something in their mind to remember, and then very fast they forgetting also. Why? Because her mind is too much active. They have a too much thoughts, always processing. That's why vata person has too much information in their mind. So now everyone get clear about the what is the vata dosha. We has to know it because our menstruation is dependent on the vata dosha. Then I can now go with the pitta dosha. Okay. We can move on now, pitta dosha. Hello.
For me, yes, of course.
Okay. And with everyone, okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, pitta dosha. It is also very essential for our body. Pitta dosha is responsible for our, again, our ovulation. Vata also responsible and pitta also responsible. And pitta is responsible for our all hormones. So pitta dosha, energy that controls the body's metabolic system, including digestion, absorption, nourishment, and your body's temperature. So whenever we have to, in our body, we have to change some formation. It is for pitta dosha. Means if I have some chemical or some molecular and I want to change into another molecule, then every time I need heat, every time I need some fire. So this is a work of a pitta. If you, then what happened for the cooking, you need the fire. We have a very less cooking item which is without fire we are making, that we are eating, but at that time we, without fire cooking, we are not changing the molecule. But if you want to change, if you want to make a cake from the flour, so you are changing the molecule from flour to cake. So we need a heat. So likewise in our body, to make each and every types of a cells formulation, we need this body temperature. It is for pitta. So that's why pitta, we can say pitta is our metabolic system. Pitta dosh in woman. Pitta dosh in woman, it's for like a heat. Pitta dosha is responsible in the woman body for the heat, endocrine system, hormones, estrogen, progesterone, all the hormones, and metabolism. It is for pitta. Without pitta, your menstruation can't come, and without pitta, even your hormones can't produce. So that's why pitta dosha is a very essential for a woman's body. Now you see what is the pitta quality. So you just, why to make understand vata dosha, we imagine the air. Here to understand the pitta dosha, you can imagine the fire. We can compare with the fire. It's made from fire and water. It's a very, very unique combination. Fire and water means to burn. Means pitta dosha is to making burning, anything into the burning. Heat, energy, energy production, metabolism, and digestive functions. That all are pitta's quality. It's a hot, it's light, sharp, acidic, and liquid. Pitta is a like hot, light, sharp, acidic, and liquid. Pitta is liquid form. So we have a measure, you can measure the pitta dosha also in our body. Late spring summer is of a pitta season. Which is the season for the pitta? The spring season. It's for pitta season, even the autumn season. Early spring season is for kapha season, and particularly later spring and particularly the autumn season is a very high pitta season. So that why autumn season in Sanskrit we called Sharad Rutu, and we called it autumn season is the mother of all the disease, because at that time pitta in the environment is a very high. And what is the pitta's location? In small intestine, stomach, or all sweat glands, blood, or fat, eye, and skin. These all are the location of the pitta. And who has a pitta prakruti person? So here the pitta quality, hot in nature. Pitta person always, we sometimes we say na, this person is a very angry nature. So it is because of pitta dosha. They have always warm hand and feet. Like vata person has always cold hand and feet. Pitta person has always warm hand and feet. They are with the fair skin. Who have a pitta person, they have a very clear color. Look, here is a fair skin means if you compare to Indian person, you guys or European guys, they are already fair. But if you have to see around you, like in the Spain citizens, you have to comparison our own community for the fair and dull skin. So fair in skin, medium size build, and moderate muscle tone. Many freckles and moles, sensitive to heat and humidity. They never like too much heat and humidity, because just starting of the summer, they want the AC on. So likewise, the pitta person. They are prone to inflammation of muscles and tissues. They get very immediately inflammation in their body. And appetite healthy, their end becomes they are irritated if skip meals. Yeah? The pitta person has a very particular time. They have a their hunger in some specific time. Means if some persons are like that, if you ask them, they can tell you exact time of their hunger. In the morning, lunchtime, my lunchtime is 12 o'clock, and at that time I have a hunger. And if at that time I not get the food, I am very much irritable. From physical, so much symptoms come, mentally also. At that time, they need the food. that is the pitta quality persons. And they have a very regular menstruation cycle, but maybe with heavy bleeding flow. Some person is like that, they have a exact menstruation date every time, but they have a heavy bleeding because pitta is a residal in our rakta, means in our blood tissues, and menstruation comes with the blood tissues. So because of a high pitta in their body, that production of menstruation was also very high. So that's why always pitta have a very high bleeding. And they are very intelligent, powerful, focused mind, aggressive, and competitive nature. Means always they feel like that they have their focus on their own work, but while they are very, you know, accurate about their another competition also. Okay, that my friend what is doing, how they getting the marks, how their work is going on. So like that pitta person. But pitta person is like my daughter is a very high pitta person, because if you introduce something like this bottle, you have to put here, it is first time you are introducing her, then for her lifetime is like that. No, this bottle should be here. They are not allowing right side to left side. They are that much, you know, accurate and workaholic, and they are dynamic personality because they always want active. And even vata also active, but vata person like jumping, they're doing this much work little bit and then jump into the another work, another plan. But pitta person, whichever work they are getting or whichever project they are going on, they are finished in. And very particularly mena, they are not lazy, and they have not a peace also to finish their work. And they are light but a moderate sleep, and often overheat they are during the sleep, means always they feeling some hot flushes or something. They are very sensitive to heat, particularly this is a pitta. So it is a pitta quality persons. And now we go with the kapha dosh. So Kafka's energy that controls growth in the body. This is also very essential hormones, because whenever you need some growth, some structural growth, at that time you need kapha. Pitta can change the molecular, but to binding that molecule, one to another molecule, kapha. Without kapha, binding work not happen in our body. So it supplies water to all the body parts, moisturize the skin, and maintain our immune system. So that's why in the corona disease, who are a kapha prakriti person, they can fight very easily. Actually, kapha is your strength, your body strength. With the high kapha also so many disorders. Always you keep in this mind, this Vata Pitta Kapha should be in balanced form. If it is in very low form, then also it's create disease. It is in very high, that also it's create disease. So it should be in balanced form. Like you just example, take water or rain. Rain should be come every time. If it's too much rain, then also like flood and everything coming. So it is also problematic. If it is a no rain, then there is a no water. Then also issue. So rain should be there, but in some balanced manner. Like wind, air. We need the wind. We need the air. But if it is too much high speed, then what happen? The many any disaster happening because of high wind. And if it is no wind, then also the problem. So it is not, I can say, only for the dosha vat pit kapha, but everything in our life or everything in the nature, it necessity, but in some balance from matra is there. Should be a some dose, you know, the whenever you are taking some medicine, the doctor said you a dose, you have to this medicine in this much dose only. If you take too much dose, then also is harm for you. And if you take no very low dose, then it's not going to work for you. So everything, every activity should be in some matra, should be in some dose. So kapha dosha in woman. Why women need kapha dosha? Because of kapha dosha, structure of the reproductive system is happening. Your uterus is going to build up, ovaries is going to build up, like fallopian tube also is going to build up because of kapha dosha. It is your immune system, your strength and nourishment. Even when your ovulation when occurs, when your ovum get in some reach up to the some particular size, 60 mm, 80 mm, 90 mm or 20 mm, then and then ovulation can occur. If it is kapha dosh, not making the ovum size bigger or not making ovum structure, then pitta dosha can't make it ovulated. So the kapha is responsible for a structural thing. So kapha is also very essential for our woman body. So how the kapha qualities? We can compare with earth, with the land. It is made from earth and water, means to stick, that I first told you, whenever you need any binding, one molecule can bind with another molecule. At that time, we need the kapha. Physical stability, because of kapha, person is very stable. They are not in hurry, always very stable. Proper body structure and resistance and fluid balance. It is oily, cold, heavy, stable, dull, viscous, smooth. It is all the kapha's qualities, gunas. So late winter and early spring is a kapha season. If you want to, if you're not getting my word, what they are speaking about, what kapha, I can't get any understand that. Whichever season I am telling you, the late winter and early spring, you just observe the season's qualities. At that season time, at that month time, what is going around and how is the environment quality. Likewise, the same doshas qualities. If you want to observe the kapha, how was or what is going to kapha in your body, you just imagine early spring. And early spring, what happened? In early spring, we see each and every flower is going to bloom. So some structure is going to happen in around us. So kapha is responsible for new growth. New growth, yes, that is the exact word, new growth. So likewise, you can clear in your mind what is the dosha, what is how they are going to work. And what is the kapha's location? It is reside in our chest, throat, mouth, joints, plasma, in each and our mucuses and nose. These all are the locations of the kapha. Yes. Anything? You are getting my voice?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Ma che fa
Yeah.
categoria con Nazareno?
No, io sono quella che abbiamo costruito, l'ho pulita, non so mai, non la cucina.
Here you can see the picture of Vata, Pitta and Kapha person. You see, Vata is a very thin, Pitta is a medium build, and Kapha is a slightly obese. So this is a Vata, Pitta and Kapha persons. Now, yes, I want to some why I take these doshas, because in our body each and every time in our body each and every second, each and every moment, each and every time dosha is building. Our new cells is going on, then another old cells is going to die. So it is the work of each and every moment and each and every second. Some doshas is going to rise, some doshas is getting to less. So if you not know this dosha cycle in your body, and if you are not going to anything to make you balance this dosha, then definitely you get some disease at any other point, at your life point. So this is, we are seeing now coronavirus is going on outbreak. So what modern science is saying, that who have a low immunity power, they get very easily to catch of coronavirus. But Ayurveda says, Vida, if you have no any dosha collection in your body, means if you have no high kapha and pitta dosha in your body, then you have to not afraid from the coronavirus. If it is come in your body and you have some reasons in your body already, then and then only virus works in your body. Otherwise, virus can't work in your body. How? If your dosha is in the balance form. So even that is same with our hormones also. If his hormone is not going to disturb in any age of your life, if you make these doshas in balance form, like look, the nature has the two rules. Nature is going to something born each and every second, or nature is going to some like dying something in the nature. Something is going to die each and every second and moment. So nature has two work: something to rebirth, something die, something to rebirth, something to die. Now it's your own duty. You which work of you want to going in which way with the nature. You are going to help the nature to something rebirthing, or you are going to helping in the nature to something dying. So if now I'm going to tell you how to make this dosa in balance form. So why this work need for us? Because something in this like in this 1 second, not any disease create. Means God is not like that. He is moving in the sky and okay, see Dr. Dhara, okay, I think today I give it to her diabetes. Now see, is he God come into the Ibiza, says some persons, okay, I make for her a thyroid disease, I give her a cancer disease. No, God is not like that. It is only responsible for you for your disease. Why? Because you never work anything for your body, for your health. You never do anything to do your dosha in balance form. If you are know how to keep your dosha in balance form in whole life, then you never get ill. We have persons like that who get older, 92-year, 95-year-old, and they are living their life without any medications. So that's why for that we need to dosha clock. Why we need dosha clock? Because in 24 hours time, some dosas is going into the high state, some doshas is going into the low state. So in this every hour, doshas getting high and low, high and low, high and low. So what's our duty? Whenever dosas natural is going too high, at that time we have to do something like that, which because of that our dosha not get that too much high. So if you see in the screen, I put one clock. It's a dosha clock. If you see here, the 10 a.m. 2 p.m. means the 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. This time, early morning time, it is the time of a kapha dosha time. So at that time, if you are not going to eat something which is increase your kapha dosha, or if you are not getting to act anything like which is increased to kapha dosha, but in the environment, what action going on? The moon is going and sun rising. So because of that, night to day change, the kapha dosha environment in high. Even in 6 to 10 a.m. in India time, kapha is high. If it in the Spain, then early morning time is for kapha time. And then 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This time is for pitta dosha time, pitta time. At that time, Pitta is in very high, and 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. This time is for Vata dosha time. Again 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. This time is for again Kapha time, and 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. it's for Pitta time, and 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. means very late night, it's for Vata time. So that I am going to clear you why I tell you this timing, because of this timing you can know how can we balance our dosha, how can we set our daily routine. So that's why we need this clock. Now I am going to tell you about Dinacharya, daily routine. But before that, I want to going to ask you a question. Now everybody clear with what? Pit, cough and dosha timing. Yes, this is my favorite topic. I make it learn for so many times, for so many persons, for so many students, because you know it is a base of Ayurveda. If you don't know anything in the Ayurveda, anything, if you follow this rule, this Dinacharya rule, then you can make yourself healthy. If you are a woman, if you are a man, if you are old age, or if you have any disease, but if you follow this rule, you can make yourself healthy. You can be your doctor also. You don't need any doctor or nothing. That's why we have to follow the Dinacharya. Because look, each and every day, early morning time, 6 to 10 o'clock, your kapha dosha is going too high in each and every person's. For me also, for you also, or any another person's. So at that time, if I'm not waking early in the morning, if I'm not doing any exercise, my kapha is getting every time double. Then however months or however years, my capacity to fill up this kapha means to fill up this bottle. What we need, if it's this much water, then it's take this much time to fill the water, or this much need water. If it this much fill up the water, then this much time. So if you have a kapha prakriti person, means you are already high in the kapha, and now in the 6 to 10 time you are not taking care of your kapha dosha, then it's maybe within 2 years 3 years your kapha getting fill up and you get the disorder related to kapha dosha. You are pitta prakriti person, this may be your kapha slightly down, and still you are not doing anything in this kapha time, so it gets slightly time compared to kapha prakriti person, but definitely you also get the disease of kapha after 5 years. Maybe kapha prakriti get within 2 years. And if you're like a Tridosha Prakriti, maybe you're complete Vata in balanced form. So this bottle take more time. So after 10 years, you get the Kapha disorder. So that why to keep the dosha balance is our work, our duty to do something every minute, every second. So that why Ayurveda described the Dinacharya, even to fight against corona, to develop your immunity. This Dinacharya is the main rule, main focus. Even you are not attend my next sessions or next lecture, but you attend only this Dinacharya and you are starting to following it. Your all hormones or your all your problems getting to balance automatically normal. So the introductions about Dinacharya. Pratidinam kartavyam charya dinacharya means what you have to do every day. It's called dincharya. Charya means acharan, kriya or activity. Whatever the activities are done by men from waking up in the morning till sunset, it's called dinacharya. Dina means day. And activities done from sunset till sleeping is called as a Ratri Charya. Ratri means night. But in practice, Dinacharya and Ratri Charya both are combinedly considered as a Dinacharya. So today we are going to learn our daily routine, our even this routine. You have to try to follow this your whole family member. So then your family can get healthier. And nowadays lockdown going on. So it's a time to build up your daily routine, to fix your daily routine, to make your dincharya properly, to make your daily routine properly. So we can fight against corona also, even in future diseases also. So relation of dincharya and disease. Look, root cause of disease are mentioned in our Samhitas. Samhitas means Ayurveda books. Root cause of disease are mentioned in our Samhita as Kala, Artha, Karmam, Yogo, Hina Mithya, Ati Matraka means disease caused by less, improper or excessive involvement of Kala means time session. Like if his summer is only for the 3 months, but nowadays because of global warming, what happened? Summer is going prolonged. Instead of 3 months, 5 months, maybe a summer. Sometimes winter is increasing, sometimes rain is increasing because of global warming. So it's a called Kal. Artha means subject of a sense, organs like sabda, spars, whichever you are can experience from your 5 sensory organs, means eyes, ears, skin, nose. That's called artha, subject, which you can feel. Karma means activities. Which type of activities? Kayik means physical activity. Your vachik means verbal activities. Mansik meant mental activities. So if the daily activities are done properly, then it will be helpful in prevention of disease. Mithya, ati mithya means of these all activities, sometime in very, very high, sometime doing very, very workaholic person, you know, just doing work and mentally very, very much stressful. So it is high mental work. So definitely you get the disease. If you are doing too much physical work, never getting rest to your body, then also definitely you getting the disease. And if you are not doing any work, just sitting and lazy, then also you can get the disease. So mithya and ati mithya. Hinna mithya ati matra means not properly doing, even in less or in high manner, both way. So this is the cause of the disease. So for that we need to know how to fix our daily routine to fight against any disease. The role of dincharya was felt so important by our Asian acharyas that in the all Bruhatrayas, means we have a very 3 ancient book in Ayurveda, Charaka Shanhita, Sushrut, Astag. It's called Bruhatraya. They had dedicated a separate chapter for it. You see in my interview, if anyone see my interview in the Instagram, I say Ayurveda's first motto is make a swastha swasthya rakshanam aturasya vikar prashamanam cha, means to protect health of a healthy person. It is our first motto. So that's why our all the teachers, Ayurveda's teachers, or you can say Rushi, the same, they put the separate chapter for the daily routine for the dincharya. If you follow the dincharya, you can fight against the infectious disease, you can fight against the hormonal disease, you can fight against the lifestyle disorder. So I think each and every disease covers in that thing. So that is your key. Acharya Sushrut explained dincharya in the chapter name Anagat Badha Pratisheda, means our one very good teacher, we call Sushrut. It is the first surgeon of world. First in the our earth, who did the first surgery. He is the father of a surgery, is Sushrut. When you open the book of the Sushrut, you get the separate chapter of this daily routine, dincharya, and they give the name Anagat Badha Pratisheda, means to prevent possible illness. It means Acharya Susrut has given stress on dincharya to avoid the possible illness, and so even same for the Charaka and Bhagavad. So this dincharya chapter is very important right now in corona situation also, and able to keep our hormonal imbalance also. That's why when I decide the topics, Ayurveda, no one. At the time, so many my friends tell me, why you are taking Dincharya? It's your workshop about Ayurveda and woman. So you should speak only about Ayurveda and woman. But I see this is the important thing. If my student or my patients are not going to follow the Dincharya, how can they keep their hormones in balance? If they have so much knowledge about what is the menstruation in Ayurveda, what is the pre-pregnancy care in Ayurveda, post-pregnancy, but if does not know the base, it's like, without Dincharya, my course is like that. I give you everything for the cooking. You go and make some very delicious dishes for me, but without fire, without salt, like that. So there is no importance of my workshop without knowing the Dincharya. It is only for knowledge person who are more interested in Ayurveda, in which book, in which chapter about daily routine. In Charak Samhita, Sutrasthan, 5th chapter, Matra Shitiya, it is at there, the daily routine is there. In Shushrut Samhita, in the Chikitsa means the treatment where the every disease treatment is written. Look, there they put this daily routine chapter. And Ashtang Sangraha Sutrasthan, 3rd chapter, the name itself Dincharya. Ashtangade Sutrasthan, 2nd chapter, and these all are experience and observation of some Ayurveda practitioner. Means each our not even single Asian book is left without a Dincharya topic. Now, what activities undercome Dincharya? First one is, first I just read the whole activities name, and then I one by one going to explain you all the activities. And why this activity we should do? Because now we know the dosha cycle. In the morning, kapha dosha is high. So my aim to make my kapha dosha balance. In the noon time, my pitta dosha is high. So my aim is to make a pitta dosha in balance. In the evening time, vata dosha is high. So my main purpose is to make balance the dosha vata. You see how the minute thinking, how the very nano level thinking, or how to the root level thinking our Ayurveda's acharyas are doing. How to keep you make a healthy. Not only when the corona coming and whole the world WHO and every government is saying now you have to make your immunity strong, you just be a healthy, you should do yoga, you should do meditation, you should something to take increase your immunity. Even without corona pandemic situation, our acharyas, ancient acharyas already tell us you should be keep your life healthy. It is only and only your duty. No one else duty, not government duty, not WHO duty, not my family's duty, it's my own duty. So they're giving you how to do. So to make our dosha in balance form, it is not a one-day work. It is the whole life work. This is the way how should you can live your life. So first one is Brahm Muhurat Jagran, means wake up early morning. And Ushahapat means water in the morning. Look, in my interview also I said, Ayurveda says Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande, means whichever in the universe it is in your body, whichever in your body it is in the universe. So if you are going to thinking you not follow these rules of Dincharya and you going to make your life healthy, then it's not going to possible. You are a part of the nature. You are a part of the universe. So I have to follow the rules of the universe. I have to follow the rules of the nature. Nature has some rules. Nature has a rules. Early morning kapha is going to increase. Now, if you don't want to wake up early in the morning and you want to sleep, okay, sleep. Nature immediately give you a punishment. Your kapha immediately going to increase. If you wake up in the early in the morning, nature give you immediately some gift, immediately reward. Your kapha is going to in the balance. If I am Indian, if I am a Spanish, if I am a French, if I am a Hindu, if I am a Muslim, if I am a Christian, there is no matter for nature. Nature has some rule. Nature has their own school and their own merit, own results. And even it's not getting the time, it's giving you immediately. So please try to follow this dincharya, and it is a good time in the lockdown. You are free and you can start it. So Brahm Muhurat Jagran, wake up early in the morning. Ushapan, water in the morning. Second, Mal Utsarg Vidhi means to pass out the motion, to pass out the stool. Adant Dhavana Jiva Nirvilekhan means teeth cleaning, tongue cleaning. Some are we are doing every day, but some activities we forget. Anjana means to apply the eye collyrium in your eye. It's not an eyeliner. It's not a fancy eyeliners, but we have a medicated Ayurveda eyeliner also. That about that. Nashya means nasal drops. Dhumpana means medicated smoke. Abhyanga means massage, oil massage. Vyayam means exercise. Udvartan means powder massage. Snana means bath. Bhojana Vidhi means how to take your lunch and dinner, all that thing. Then afternoon, what you can do. And Ratri Charya means this is all are the activities come under nature. Anyone has any question? Okay. So first is a Brahmata Jagrana. Means you have to wake up early in the morning and this slide. You have to wake up early in the morning. 1/4 Muhurat of the night means the last 2 hours of the or 3.5 hours of the night. So it's around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. We have to always wake up ourselves, and you have to, after waking up, you have to see, you have to observe your body, your previous food, it's get digested or not. So you have to calm and quiet, and because at that time, if you see in the environment is a very calm and quiet environment, helps in proper prayer and study, feeling happiness and freshness. And even Brahm Muhurat Vata dosha is there. If you see the dosha cycle, at that time, Vata dosha time. So it's help you to elevate the proper bowel. Now who are very late morning wake up, definitely in their body, kapha is going to increase. So even they have a problem for their bowel habits also. And today's scenario, what happened? Most of the people used to wake up late in the morning, means divaswapna. It's called day sleep. So because of the day sleep, what problem is going to arise? Kapha prakopa. Kapha is going to in very high stage, and because of that you get the disease. And because of that, indigestion, obesity, and another disease due to overnourishment. Even in women, PCOD, thyroid, anovulatory cycle, all are the because of the very high kapha dosha. Or if you are not wake up early in the morning, you see here PCOD, thyroid, anovulatory cycle. Why? Because of you are very not waking up early in the morning. Second, the day sleep means divaswapna causes avrodhjanya vat vyadhi, means because of that some blockages create in your srotas, in your bodies. So because of that, which disease can occur? Malbadhata means constipation, infertility in the male, reduced quality of sperm, reduced motility, oligospermia, azoospermia. See, that's why I keep the Dincharya topic, because these are very, very small things we see. Okay, if I wake up early, not at the 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock morning, and I wake up at the night, then what happened? Nothing is going to bad. Nah, the world is not going to stop because of me. Not going to stop, but your body can stop. So that's why I keep topic here. In the female, PCOS, pelvic inflammatory disease, endometriosis, tubal blockages, even prolactinemia, responsible because of the sleep. Then Garbhavikruti means some deformation in the uterus. Miscarriage, abortion, and congenital disorders. Then heart disease and hernia and ulcers, all are because of the day sleep of the. Now, problem and solution regarding Brahm Muhurat Jagran in today's life. People used to take food late at night and go to the bed late, so they wake up late in the morning. People should be advised to take light meal early in the night and to sleep early. That is our first priority. If you don't wake up early in the morning, you can't harmonize your body nature, your body cycle. So please try to wake up early in the morning. Then after wake up, what's our duty? To make usahapan, means early morning drinking water is said to increase the Jatragni and digestive fire, means usahapan. Look, after heard this subject usahapan, if you are going to wake up at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, then don't drink the water. If usaha means the early morning time, so if you wake up early, then and then only you drink the water. Otherwise don't do, otherwise it's giving you harm effect. It cleans the toxins which has formed in overnight. 2 ways to drink it. Boil water at the night, keep in the copper glass or jug overnight, and morning drink on empty stomach, even before brushing. And this helps in evacuations of the doshas and helps in constipation also. And take directly in copper glass. Second method, take directly in copper glass or jug in the morning. And what is the benefits of this thing? Yeah, second thing, I think the one slide is missing here, but otherwise Usapan is a very much beneficial. We have in Ayurveda, when there is a slope of Usapana, then so many diseases written. If you drinking early morning water, then so much diseases you can find in that disease. Your eye vision getting stronger, your obesity problem, your hair not getting white or gray hair, or even your brain power is very stronger because of that, all the Usahapana. Now, Mal Usarg Vidhi. You see, if people you are thinking, how silly this ma'am, they are now giving us a potty training. No, because it's a very, very essential. So after waking up, you should not take a bad tea or bad coffee. Nowadays is a trend, no? After waking up, first they take something tea or coffee and then they go for the motion. So it's a very bad habit. We have to change this habit. Because if you don't pass stool and urine in the morning, then what happen? Headache. Shira stool going to happen. Apan vayu udvagati. And means you have a slightly pain. piles, rectal polyps, anal fissure, even for the woman relation, if you think, if you have a no habit, early morning motion, then definitely that getting disturb your cycles. Now in today's scenario, what happened? People used to read newspaper, while nowadays mobile, not a news. People are habitual to get up late in the morning to give more time to sleepy time and suppress their motions time. And sometimes because of that also, not availability of the lavatories, like if you are in with them some traveling and you are holding, or unnatural squatting. This is a main cause. Look, this is the western toilet in your countries, and you are sitting like that. This is a natural squatting position. Now you see here, I picked this some picture here. So you see how what's the happen if you just change the position, then what the difference come. You can see here. You can see, look, this is your the unnatural position. This your sphincter is not going to properly open, and in this natural position it is totally open. So that is the must needed now, the natural squatting position. So that is the wrong and right. We should need 30-degree angle here. So if you have a not Indian toilet, it's not time to make Indian toilet, but you can put stool here and you can make like this. Okay. After that, there is definitely the brush teething and the tongue cleaning. Why this I put here? Because nowadays everyone is using toothpaste. It is sweet in the taste, and the sweet taste increase the kapha. This time is for kapha. So here we should select toothpaste which has a katu tikta kashaya, means spicy, or tikta means bitter taste, or kasai means astringent taste toothpaste. Then and then only you can, prevent your gum diseases. So after what you can do after brushing the powder of a kust, it is one Ayurveda drug. Trikatu means Sutmari pipli, means the dry ginger, black pepper and pipli. Trifla, it is very famous Ayurveda drug that also you can get in your Spain. Trijatak means Taj Tamal Elchi, means that cinnamon and cinnamon leaves and cardamom. That powder you should apply in tooth and gum to control your kapha disease. And then we have to, after brushing, we have to wash our face with the, I'm lucky it's an Indian gooseberry or any milky tree bark. In your country, whichever tree is available, and if they have a milk secretion, that tree bark you can use for wash your face, because of that you can get the prevention from your blackish discoloration, dark circles and so many blood disorders. Now in today's scenario, I already told you, we are always using the sweet taste toothpaste. So according to WHO, facts is led worldwide 60 to 90% of school children, nearly 100% of adults have a dental cavities. So this is our duty. So we can't, if you can't produce the Ayurveda toothpaste, then I give you the way. You can apply some trifla powder or like that, I'm just going quick on this slightly. And then our fourth is a Anjana, means to apply some Anjana is a Ayurveda thing. Ayurveda, we can say eyeliner, to apply in your eyes to protect every day or eyes. It is a rejuvenation program for eyes and to evacuate excessive kapha dosha in your eyes. See, our acharyas are take care of each and every organs. And yeah. Then Nashya. It is a very important karma for as our lady also or as a human being also. Pratimas Nashya means it had been advised to use daily slightly 2 drops in the nostril because it pacifies the Vata dosha and give the very strength of head and neck region. It prevents hair fall, graying of hair, stiffness of neck, stiffness of mandible, and facial paralysis, chronic rhinitis, vata seizure. Particularly, it is very useful for balance the pituitary gland hormones. So it is a making help for ovulation also. So that's why it is a very necessity. Nashya means every day you have to put 2 drops in your nostril. Because of that also, if you do this, practicing this, you can get balance your pituitary gland hormones. Then Kavala and Gandush means we have to do gargling, that we know, but here you have to do with some herbs like khadir. If it's not getting, then any milky tree bark you can use it, or only lukewarm water. These all are action to make your balance your kapha dosha. Yeah. Then in our daily routine, we are how to doing dhupana. It is a dhumpana. It is a like kind of medicated smoke. If that you can do at your country, it is okay. Otherwise, we are making here one type of that Dhumvarti. From that you can make to do it. It is because of the dhumpana, you can produce the air. And when you inhale it, that medicated air, the medicines can goes in your each and every minute part of the body. Air can go anywhere. So that's why that necessity, the dhumpan can balance your even kapha dosha. But what nowadays happening? Smoking. Smoking is not a dhumpan. It's a different. And excessive smoking can lead to Vatpit Prakopa, but whichever Dhumpana mentioned in Ayurveda, it subsides your kapha. And excessive smoking now what the causing is the leads. Even it is also causing oligospermia, erectile dysfunction. So it is also main cause of infertility. Now, exercise. We all know if you want to make us life healthy, then we should do exercise every day. But here why I put it, because I want to mention how much exercise we should do. So in Ayurveda, we have that Ardha Shakti Matra in Shita and Vasant Rutu and Alpa Vyayam in Grishma and Varsha Rutu. Ardha Shakti Matra means when your breath is high, when you feel sweating is coming on, it is your bala, it is your strength. At that time you have to stop your exercise. When? In which season? In winter season and in Vasant Rutu, means in the spring season. And very Alpavayam in Grishma and Varsha, means in summer it is a season of a pitta, and rainy season also season of a pitta. So at that time we have to do the exercise and in very less manner. So exercise timing is winter and spring season. Yeah, then come to bath, that we all know. Here only I want to see your attention here. Hot water is a contraindicated for head bath. It causes harm to your eye and hair. So usually when you take a bath, you never pour a very hot water in your head. Just little bit lukewarm, or even if possible, then with the cold water. People used to take bath under hot showers, especially during winters. So result in hair fall, strain on eye, headache, and insomnia. And because of insomnia, your hormones also going to disturb. Now, if you see how the Bhojan Vidhi means how you should take your food. So food should be taken when hunger is felt. If for a healthy people, 2 times of a meal is advised. Nowadays, you know, the so many different diet pattern is going on. So 2 hours, every 2 hours some meal, or sometime intermediate fasting is going on. So many keto diet, so many different diet. But usually when you feel hunger, you should eat. And usually how many times, every time in my each and every Ayurveda seminar, student is asking me, okay, how many times we should eat? Then my advice is only 2 times a day, noon time and early evening time. It is the 2 times you should eat. And water should not be taken immediately after food. We not allowed to drink any liquid, not only water, immediately after food, because immediately after food your kapha is increased. And now if you drink a water immediately liquid something, then it increase more kapha. So wait for a while, and then you should increase, then you should drink some water or like that. And should not be done sleep or sexual activity just immediately after the food. This is even this my point I am giving to my infertility patients also. Never do any sexual activity after immediately the food. Full stomach meals should not be taken. Every time you should keep one part empty. These all rules I know. If you know some Ayurveda, then you know it. And in opposite qualities, food not should be taken. On this topic, I am taking a one topic lecture on infertility prakran. And Tambul 7 is advised after food, means you have to eat something kapha after your lunch and dinner. Betel leaf or some cardamom or some cinnamon or some black pepper, you should some eat. Because after food, you make your kapha balance. Look, if this each and every time you not make your dosha balance, your hormones is not going to imbalance food. So that's why this is needed. Yeah, so most of the people stick to their time schedule for the meal. They do not consider whether they are truly hungry or not. They take 2-3 small diets in between full meal. It is not at all advisable. People take tea, coffee or cold drink along with or after food, or take 1-2 glass of water immediately after food. Now we know we should not take the water immediately after food. People take food late in the night, go for a sleep or immerse in sexual activity. It's not good. Many times people have to ride a bike immediately after which. Look, here I put to your attention. I have one patient of a migraine disease. Since so many years, she is suffering from a migraine. Then she comes to me. So my pattern to treat my patient is like that. I ask my patient 24 hours routine. Please just tell me your routine, daily routine first, because disease is not like in selection manner. There, if you have a headache or if you have a migraine, then there is a cause in your daily routine. Because the daily routine activity or daily routine, that only we are taking every day in very continuously manner. If sometimes you eat outside, then something happen and within 1-2 days is solid. But whichever chronic disease occurs in your lifestyle, it is because of lifestyle only. Then I take her all the daily routines, and then I know her job is like 20 kilometers far away of their home. So what she did every time, she is yes, anyone ask anything, want to ask? Kere man.
Hello, this is
Yeah.
Carmen.
Yes.
I just would like to ask you. I was listening to you, and I didn't understand properly. You
Which
said that it's
topic?
good to drink water, warm
Okay.
water early in the morning, but when you don't do it when the sunrise comes, when you wake up like
Yes.
about 9 or 10, is
Yes.
better
Yes.
than 10.
Okay. That I want to clear you. That is the mention in Ayurveda. You have to drink the water in early morning on empty stomach first. Okay. But
Yes.
even should mention the timing also. Timing is a usaha. Usaha means when sun is just the rising and you see
Uh-huh.
orange color in the sky.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that the time for this drinking water.
Okay.
Empty stomach.
Then
Else
it's
you can drink
right
the
to
water
do
whole day whenever you have a thirst. But if you want to use this therapeutic purpose for the usahapan, then
it.
the morning on empty stomach. But if you wake up at 9 or 10, very late morning, and then you drink empty stomach water, then it's harm for you, because now already kapha time starting and you already wake up very late in the morning, so you already with very high kapha, and now if you drink the water, then it's giving you more kapha. Okay,
Uh-huh.
now getting me?
Then to take off a little bit of the coffee, what do I have to do after drinking this water?
Sorry.
Do you recommend me, or could you please recommend me something to do if I get up at this time
Hmm.
to contrarrest this
Late morning.
excess of coffee?
Yeah, then the main thing, if you wake up very late in the morning, then you should wait. Now first you do some exercise and you should wait until you get the hunger, not immediately take your breakfast. Okay, and even if you have hunger and you want to eat something, then you should some kapha shamana diet, like you should some dry things, means some boiled rice or some boiled beans, particularly boiled moong. It is the very best for kapha shamana, or some popcorn kind of thing, some puffed rice or some popcorn, or some chickpeas flour item, which is reducing your kapha, not oily or not sweet and not sour and not too much salty. This type of item you should select at that time, or else you should drink some warm water or some ginger add in it or some cinnamon in it, and then you can take it. Even when you have a thirst, at that time take water. When you have a hunger, at that time take your breakfast, not immediately, to make your
What about
balance.
warm water with lemon?
Not lemon, with any kapha samana drugs, which is what is the kapha samana dravyas, which is not sweet, salty and sour. Okay, so we can select cinnamon, cardamom, lemongrass or ginger. Okay,
Okay, thank you very much.
clear? Okay,
Everything clear.
you are going to asking me question, then I like it, then you all are listening me, not sleeping. It is a proof.
For example, I am doing right now since about 10 days or longer before.
Sorry.
I am eating less food lately,
Okay.
maybe once a day.
Okay.
And for example, what I did today, I just got up so late, about 9,
Mm-hmm.
and then I made some meditation, then I practiced some yoga, about
Mm-hmm.
1 hour and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went out after 1 week indoors, and
Okay.
I just come back and I took some warm water with some lemon.
It's okay. You can take it, no problem. But usually for kapha shamana, lemon is not working. Lemon is increase your kapha. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Okay. Yeah.
I get it
Okay.
now. Thank you very much. Everything's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Many times people have, yeah, that I'm telling you about migraine patient. Na? So I take the history, and their workplace is 20 kilometers far away from their home. So what she doing? She immediately eat their lunch and immediately just sit in the bus and riding, like make a journey. Now this routine since 5-10 years, and now after joining her job, after 3 years, she get the migraine attacks. So then I told her, okay, you just little bit make a change. Now you don't make take your lunch. When you just pack your lunch, take with you at your workplace. You just finish your journey by bus. You reach your workplace, sit for a while, 5-10 minutes, and then you complete your lunch. And you not believe it, slightly of changing, but 60% of migraine headache symptom is reduced. Before that, she is taking so many medications also, but not getting any relief. Why? Because the cause is there. Whichever causing us migraine triggering, they is doing continuously. So that much difference happening if you just change the daily lifestyle of your patient. Only the routines, only the dincharya. So people are more habitual for sweet and spicy food, and mostly if you ask the people which taste you like, people say I like sweet, or another category person says I like the spicy food. And many times opposite quality of food are taken at time, means cold water immediately before the hot tea, cold drinks along with the junk foods, fruit milk shakes, and fat. For this Virudahara, incompatible food, I am talking another time in the during our infertility session. So not I am going too deep on that. So solution what regarding Bhojan Vidhi? People can be advised to take less quantity of food when they feel hunger. If they do not feel hunger after one meal, the second meal should not be given. Means if you take lunch in the heavy items with heavy food, and if you have no desire to dinner, then definitely with very happily just skip your dinner. If you have a hunger, then and then only you take. People should take a slow walk for 5-2 minutes after food. People should be advised for sufficient physical activity or exercise. It is the best way to promote your digestion. It's a doctor's duty to educate the individual about the food habits, different food items, their property, their interaction with other foods, to enable the individual plan his own diet. It's a doctor's duty, so it's my duty. That's why I am telling you about the dincharya. In Madhyahancharya means, you see, your lunch time should be between Pitta Kal, during the Pitta time, because Pitta is responsible for digestion. Now we see in the Ayurveda clock, our Pitta is high time is around 10 to 2 o'clock. So we should finish our lunch by 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. at least. Then you have some Pitta time, and Pitta has a time to digest your food. And then you have to do mainly, because now you see Vata time is going on 2 a.m. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. In the Vata time, you have a very new thoughts in your mind. So some creative work at that time you should do. Mainly office work, or work should not be like illegal, or it should be either service under king, merchant business, animal, agriculture, any field of the work you should do in this time. Yeah, that is for my another lesson. Yeah. Now in the night time, what we should do? Yeah. Dinner should be taken before sunset, around before 7 p.m. and dinner should be lighter than lunch. Should not sleep just after taking dinner. Sleeping should by maximum 10:30 p.m. and should massage feet, forehead and before sleep. And here I think we have a note that slide about the Abhyanga. So after when you wake up, you are taking your that bowel habits, then your brushing, then you do have to do Nashya, Anjana, and then your time for Abhyanga. Means we have to do daily oil massage for our body to make our doshas balance and to make our doshas squeeze out from the body, whichever forming last day. So every day you you have to clean your body with the doshas cleaning. So we have to do abhyanga every day, massage. Abhyanga means oil massage before take a bath. And huara, with any oil you can use. It is a very, very effective to make your hormones, all the hormones in the balance. Even if you are a fatty person, then instead of oil massage, you should try some powder massage, Tifla massage. So today is all this thing very late night happening that we have to treat it. Now, this is the I want to tell you, because about Ayurveda daily routine, about Ayurveda Prakruti, you get so many things on the net. If you just search the one word, so many information. You have to wake up in the early morning. You should wake up in the Brahm Muhurat, so many things. Okay, but you don't sleep in the afternoon or daytime. You should make your dinner early. You should make your lunch at the 12 p.m. But how? You know, how can it chew? So there is some rule for that. It's called a method to adopt good habits and quit bad habits. Look, if some person is already since so many years, he is waking up at 10 a.m. very late in the morning since so many years. He is habitual for that. Some persons need day sleep, afternoon sleep, every day 2 hours since so many years. So by hearing my lecture, from the next day, they can't change their habits because it is their biological clock. Na? So Ayurveda is a totally scientific based science, and Ayurveda has for each and every thing there is a method. So for that we have a method. It's called, you have to develop your satmya, means if someone who are waking up at 10 o'clock since 10 years, and if you see you have to wake up early morning at 4:30, 4:30, the Brahm Muhurat, it is a good time. Now Dr. Dara says, if you want to make your hormone balance, you should wake up at 4:30. If you told your daughter, then what happened? First, she is not going to listen you. Another thing, if she wake up at 4:30 in the morning, then what happened? She feels some headache, or by 10 o'clock she feels sleepy, because it is not their habit. So now we have to make this thing suitable for her body. She has to wake up early morning 4:30. We have to make this habit. How? So slowly you can change. For that, it's called Satmya in Ayurveda. So how you can change it? There is one method. It's called Padanshik Vidhi. Padanshik Vidhi means every day you have to quit 1/4 part of a bad habits, and every day you should add 1/4 part of a good habit. So there is a different way which that I put the chart here. It's about Charak Sahina, and in Ashtanga Hriday saying Padanshik Vidhi means Charaka says every day you should quit 1/4 part of a bad habit and 1/4 adopt 1/4 part of a good quality. But Ashtanga Hriday says for very delicate person, you know, they, if something 1 minute can change in their lifestyle, they feel very delicate, they feel sick, or they feel not comfortable. For that much delicate person, or you can change 1/16 part, means every day you should 1/16 of part of your good quit your bad habit, and 1/16 part of you can adopt your good habit. Means if you for example, if you waking up at 10 late morning, and now you make your time at 6 or at 5 o'clock early in the morning, so we have to cover this 5 hours difference. So for that, if you follow the Charak method, means 1/4 part method, then what you should do, you have to cover this 4 hours method, 4 hours gap. Then if you make 4 part of this 4 hours, then it take 1 hour. Means every day you should wake up early 1 hour. Means here there is a 1 day gap of 1 day, means you have to follow continue 1 day, 1 part pathya. Means instead of if I am starting from the tomorrow, then instead of a 10 o'clock, tomorrow is my first day, so I will wake up at 9 o'clock, 1 hour early, and 3 part is my same, means 6, 7, 8 o'clock I am sleeping, no problem. It's a apatya, means bad habit. Now, second and on the third day, now this schedule I have to follow again 2 days, means I wake up early in the morning 8 o'clock and 6, 7 o'clock I am just sleeping. Okay, and this I should follow for 2 days continuously, means on the third day I am not going to change anything, same thing. Now on the 4th, 5th and the 6th day, I will wake up at 7 o'clock. And this schedule, 7 o'clock schedule, I will follow for 3 days. And on the 7th day, now what happened? Automatically, I reach up to the 6 o'clock. So on the 7th day, 4th part pathya means all the good things, no bad things. 0 part pathya, no any bad habits. Likewise, this is, I just give you the example of something. The same thing you can correct with your diet. With your, if you improve your lunch timing is 2:30 p.m. and now according to Ayurveda daily routine, now you know it is the unhealthy time and you want to 12 o'clock, then slowly you can change it. And according Ashtanga Hriday method, what happened? Every day you should quit 1/16 part. So according Charak method, on the 7th day you reach your whole the healthy routine, and in the Ashtanga Hridaya you can reach on the 21st day. Slowly changing, because according to Ayurveda, whichever you are doing since so many years, whichever you are practicing since so many years, you can't stop it immediately. In this moment, you have to change it very slowly, and this is the method for that. And if you achieve your goal, wake up early in the morning by this method, then you not have any uncomfortable effect, because you are not used to wake up in the early morning. You very freshly wake up early in the morning and you have not get any bad effects. Whatever good effects of wake up in the early morning, you can get it. So this point I want to make you learn how to make a change in you, whichever now, even there is a one rule in the Ayurveda. If you want to make a healthy, you should eat 6 tests every day. Sadrasa. 6 tests means sweet, salty, sour, astringent, bitter, and spicy. These all 6 rasa must be in your dish, must be in your lunch, and must be in your dinner. So only you have to change according to your season, according to your disease, according to your period's timing, or according to your any life of body's dosha or any disease stages. If you are like in the winter season, so in the spring season, so we know spring is a kapha season. So in kapha season also you should eat sweet, salty, sour, but then in your spring diet it is very less. And Katutikta Kashai means spicy, astringent, and that bitter taste should be a more. So that satmya, that's comfortableness also you have to, which is about 6 tastes, about 6 rasa. Means if you, some person is like that, if I give him bitter taste medicine, immediately they vomit. Why? Because their body is not comfortable with this bitter taste. So we have to make our body comfortable with 6 tests, then and then only you can make healthy and you can make your immunity very strong if you are eating 6 tests every day. So how you have to do this with this thing, and this is a method also for quitting your addictions also. If you have any addiction, with this method, slowly quitting and slowly introducing good things, you can change. This means if you are not eating you are eating very fine flours, means the bread every time, and now you want to switch on the whole wheat flour bread. So you should slowly change. If you are eating 4 slices of the fine flour bread, and now you want to start the whole wheat bread, whole flour wheat bread, then instead of a 4 slice of bread, first day you eat 1 bread of a whole wheat bread and 3 bread of a whole flour bread. Second day, 2 bread of a whole wheat, 2 bread of a whole fine flour bread. Then second and third day same. 4th, 5th, 6th day you should do the 3 whole wheat bread and 1. So that is, I want to say you, this is the method. How can you correct your daily routine? Okay, now in this method, if you have any question, can ask me. Otherwise, we just stop here and then again after 1 hour we meet for our menstruation lecture.